It's Jossie of Team Sanctum here, coming at you with what exactly?
So this is my Crystron deck profile update from post regionals on the 1st from Saturday.
Cool, how'd it go?
I did okay. I had some draws that ended up rooting my record, so I ended up dropping before the end.
So it goes. Cool. Wanna what happens?
So then we're running the same tuner ratio, so 2 of the 1, 3 of the 2, and 1 of the 3.
Makes sense.
Then we're running the 1 turtle still, 3 Thisfern, 2 Smiger, 2 Rosenix, triple Sulfafnir, and then still running the 2 Veilers, just too good of disruption to not. With the hit of Max C to 1, I'm now running 2 Plague Spreader Zombies in its place, because at 1 it's just too inconsistent for my personal taste, and with Plague Spreader I can make the Beals that's now in the extra deck, which is just so good against Paleo.
Yeah.
And then I used to run Mathematician, put it back in right before the regional because it's key to one of my, Foolish is key to my first turn Trish combo, and he just makes it easier being extra levels to use for it.
Makes sense.
Then Dispel, still running the Twin Twisters, now running the Double Dark Hole because I just felt like having a little bit extra board removal would have been helpful, and it did actually save me in a couple games during the regional. Then we're still on the 1 Regeki, 1 Book, 1 Foolish Burial, 1 Foolish Burial of Goods, and then I took out the Pot of Acquisitiveness for Upstart and 1 Day because the current meta just doesn't have enough banished stuff, or at least banished stuff that I want to be recycling for them.
Because it has to be 3.
Yeah,
right?
for Pot of Acquisitiveness. Okay. And if I open it, I can't use it during my first turn to get the draw. So I'd rather open one of these 2, because giving them 1,000 life points isn't really that bad. And or giving them another card doesn't really bother me too much. And then to traps, still running the triple impact, running 2 entry and 2 King's Consonants. And then I took out the bottomless for the Solemn Warning.
Because it's better.
Yeah, especially against what we're currently dealing with in the meta.
The sexy platinum rare.
It's all I got, man.
I have a comment that you can upgrade to.
It's sad that that's an upgrade.
Yep.
And then in the extra deck, still running the 2 Quandaks, still running the 2 Amatrix, Kendama, and because it's back, we got the 1 Brio.
Hey.
I don't really have the in-hand resources to have used it more than once, so honestly, the errata doesn't mean much to me.
It's still really powerful.
Yeah, the being able to drop a hand, compulse half their board, and then be like, banish for effect, and just search my hand back up. Like,
Jesus, yeah, especially in this deck.
Yeah, still running the 1 Stealth Ninja, still on the Crystal Wing, still have the Omega. Yeah.
All bad.
And then, as I mentioned before, I got the Beals. I actually had one opponent when I was summoned the Plague Spreader. He's like, what on earth are you going to make with that? I'm like, well, I have 2 options right now because it was a Kendama and a Plague Spreader. And I'm like, I got a Beals or a Crystal Wing. Which would you rather have? He's like, we just not have either? And so I ended up going for the Crystal Wing because that way I had game that turn. But I kind of wanted to summon the Beals because I didn't really have too many opportunities to go into it this weekend. And specifically, the only times I had the opportunity or went into it was not against Paleo, unfortunately, which is the whole reason why I'm running it. But
that's what happens. Yeah.
I'm now running 2 Quarion Gandrax for the extra banish. As you might notice, no longer running any, or I'm not running the Xyz I used to be. Infinity was great, but I felt the extra banish and having the Brio was worth taking him out. And one example of how this served me really well was I summoned the first one against a Metal Foe Zoo player and banished their Babelboon one of their Babelboons that they had set because I'd booked it on the previous turn before when they went to pop it off the Metal Foe. And banished it, and then on his next turn he ended up popping this with Dryden, and like, cool effect, when it's destroyed, special summon a banished monster, summon their Balbaboon, drew the card, it was cherries, put it right back on top of my deck and cherries them on my next turn.
That's beautiful.
and then made another quantity on Gandrax. I think that later that turn, or not later that turn, later that game. And so then having the 2 just really came in well that game. And then still running the 1 Phoenix, 1 Trishula, and 1 Vermilion Dragon Mech.
Nice.
And then to the side deck, I've made 1 change post-regional. I got a really good deal on a playset of DD Crows. I basically got them for free because the cards I traded I didn't pay for. They were given to me from extras someone pulled in from packs that they didn't want anymore. And so I basically got my playset of DD Crows for free. Cherries, because it's just so good.
Cherries, yeah.
Yeah. Lance, you know what it does. Running Breakthrough Skill because Valor doesn't mean anything against Paleo. And then I'm running Non-Fusion Area for against Metal Foe and Invoke.
Yeah, no, it's not like, so I told him that this was a bad card, but like it's actually not bad. And didn't it like win you a game?
Yes.
I'm so mad.
I played against a random DDD player, and I opened it, set it, and on his first turn, or on his main phase, he activated, I think it was like Upstart or something to draw, and I flipped it. And the dude just had this look of dread, and I asked him what's wrong, and he only opened the fusion combo with the 2 slimes and the Lamia and stuff to do like the full thing to go into Crystalling and stuff, but it's a built around fusion summoning.
Yeah, no.
And
like it's a scrub card, but like Invoke, DDD, like Mellow Foe, like all of it's pretty powerful.
Yeah, and so then the last 4 cards are for Cherry's targets, Opabenya for Paleo.
Makes sense.
ABC Buster Dragon, because leading up to the regional, a lot of people at my locals was playing the ABC Symphonics, and I had a rough time against it, and so I was just like, I'm gonna side the Buster Dragon for the Cherry's target just in case I go against it like as a rogue deck. Just because I wanted that game security against them. And then we have a beautiful German Mithrilium.
Shout out to Joseph.
Yeah, that I borrowed it from. And then this last spot would be totally awesome if I had it. I had Anomalocaris in here during the regional, and I never once actually put it into my extra deck. I just ended up using Opabenya because like they weren't going into it. I guess they just didn't realize that it is a bit of a problem for me to deal with Anomalocaris. So I was like, sweet, if no one's going to make that against me, I'm not even going to use it. Yeah. But yeah, that's the update. Thanks for watching.
Absolutely. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.